Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Koloyim La Adonai Yahweh, Hashem Shamalak Yahushai, Bashem Kakadash, double honors to the apostle and elders great millstone, peace, citation, hope for elect, Shalom. And the title of this video is going to be, may title it, Spiritual Dream I Had This Morning. Yeah, sounds like a good one. Yep. So, these are a couple scriptures that I saw about dreams and visions, and I've had a few. I remember, well, other than this morning, there was a dream I had, a vision of Isaiah 4:1 one time, like pretty much when COVID-19 happened. We had to basically, students in my school or my college had to basically go back in the city and or wherever they're from and move their stuff out the dorm if they lived on campus. And at that time I did. I had a single on the campus. But now, I live off campus, so that's a different. Well, ever since last semester, I live off campus, but last year I was living on campus pretty much. Last year spring semester, so it was some stupid shit because in March they declared that everybody just do online classes. They just forced it upon us, so it wasn't really like an option. It was mandatory, and then pretty much shifting to that really made it kind of stressful. And another thing it did was, well, I don't want to really get into depth of that, but I still passed. That's all that mattered at that time. But the thing is that I remember one of my classes I had before I was having it, I kind of fell asleep or whatever. So I was sleeping, and I know I was waking up before the class started, and I woke up just in time. So I have my laptop turned on, and be on class in time online. So basically, I was dreaming of Isaiah 4:1, seeing, my woman, different vision, pretty much like a different, like amount of women from different tribes and different nations, and them, pretty much serving me with a whole bunch of food on the table, on the side and all that, pretty much getting a massage, getting relaxed like I was at a spa, and the women were dressing good. They were looking, like you would really want to pop them real quick, but I was just pretty much relaxing and chilling, and there was some massaging me, some, making sure they set up the food the right way that I like it, and it had the snacks and the cookies and stuff on the side, all the desserts assorted. Some of them just, they're all basically assisting each other and basically serving me, the wives and the concubines. So, and then pretty much like saw chariots outside, flying around, luxurious chariots I'm talking about. And then I just woke up and I was like, it was just a nice little vision. I was sleeping and I woke up in time for class to start. And then another one I had, let me see how this goes. Well, this morning, this is the recent one. Sunday morning, I pretty much like was sleeping, and I pretty much woke up early in the morning, like around 7 or 8. So I didn't do this video earlier because I was watching Mad Brothers videos, watching the Apostles live stream, Apostle Ramlab. Then I saw some more videos, probably playing a little bit of video games too on my phone. And then I saw Apostle. I mean, I did one video. That was the one about how Galactus is a representation of Yahushua. So I had time to do that one. I wanted to do the one about the dream too, but Elder Kazak started doing his video and I saw his live stream, and kind of gave a scripture out or so. And with the dream that I had I pretty much like was it seemed like I was like in my house or whatever, and I was walking outside, right? Then I walked to some building I never really went into before. Um, and it um seemed like the building, like I'm not really familiar with it or anything, haven't really gone inside, but I went inside of it in that dream. And for some reason I had my garment on, the garment that I be wearing in some of the videos when you know, when I go to camp, whenever I can, because I would go personally like every week, but I don't have a car. And another thing is like, pretty much I'm up here because can't really stay where my mom is, because, you know, they kind of feel like I might be a little problematic or so. And it's like, not only that, I wish I could like do some online classes or whatever, have my own room in there. Everything might be better, but it's just situations that prevent me from doing that. But this summer I'll pretty much work on getting a car because I already have my money saved up and stuff like that. So, but for another time to mention those things. So about the dream, with my garment on, I was walking outside, went into a building, and then I was like, when I went inside the building, I pretty much walked to the staircase. Right, it was like a hallway. I walked to the staircase, and then I looked up the staircase, and I was thinking about probably going upstairs or whatever before I went to the bathroom, because the bathroom was like on the lower floor. Same way where you enter, there's a bathroom all the way at the end of the door. So basically, like you looking straight forward and you seeing the bathrooms all the way at the end. The men's bathroom. So, and it's like a lot of people are they're not really around. So it's like it's only like very few people like that was around the area. So it's almost like you could just say that no one really saw me walking outside. It would be safe to say that. So, um, pretty much I didn't wear a face mask. I had one, on me, but I didn't wear it. So I went inside the building. Um, it was kind of like, I guess, looking in my pockets, trying to see something. Then I heard somebody walking, right? And I kind of felt his presence, his countenance a little, and I was like, it feels like, a little heavy, right? And then he walked to the bathroom, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, is that Yasharahla? I was like, yo, he looks like Yasharahla. He was just walking straight to the bathroom. He didn't look to the side or nothing. And he was walking like straight upward. Like, like when you walk, you keep, they say like you walk up with your, you know, pretty much how you, with your chest sticking out, like, your head straight up, and, pretty much not slouching, not walking hunchback. You just walking like straight. Yeah, that's how he was walking. Pretty much like how a king will walk. Someone who is an authority, you know? And he walked into the bathroom. So I was like, oh shit. I'm like, I might as well go to the bathroom too, because I haven't, you know, seen this guy before. And he seems like he's cool. Seems like he was wearing a fringe. And, he was wearing a garment. So I approached him, went into the bathroom. And then I was like, oh, I told, because I feel like he pretty much was in the bathroom just kind of like, I guess, I don't know. But he had a feeling I was going to come there anyway. So he was kind of prepared already to pretty much like watch me as I opened the door. And then I was like, Shalom, y'all about Shemesha. He pretty much said the same thing too, and gave me the, handshake. You know how like when you give brothers the handshake, you pretty much touch like the V part of their arm. So it'll be like, the angled part of their arm, basically the elbow. Yeah, you pretty much like, you know how people will give a handshake with their hands. And this truth is like how we give a handshake is like, well, it's like an elbow shake pretty much. Like you gotta hold on to the other brother's elbow and he holds on to your elbow, you know, and say Shalom, you know, and he puts his head to the left and you put your head to the left, you know, if that's if you're a righty, you know. And pretty much we did that, and then we was pretty much like talking in the bathroom because nobody was really barely like operating the building. It was only, I didn't really see the person who was operating in it or whatever, but it was just open. And then we was just talking, breaking bread, and he already had a feeling that I was gonna come there and meet him, and he said, "Shalom, I be seeing you doing the works, man. I see, you pretty much have a garment." And I'm like, so I said, "You have a garment too. Wait, um, are you in this truth?" He said, "Yeah." He said he been in this truth, and he pretty much had the appearance of Yahweh Shai, but it seemed like, when I first looked at it, but then I saw close up, like, I mean, it could have been Yahweh Shai's look, but because of what he had was like, his skin was like pretty much like brown, like a, pretty much like a dark brown, and he had like white woolly hair, in his beard, and he looked like he was like in his mid or late 20s, so he seemed pretty young, you know. And his garment was green, and it looked like it had purple trims on the bottom, like the stripe. And by the how they say like the skirts of the garment, basically like the stripe. I mean, the strings at the end of the garment seemed like it was like a golden color. And he was like about 7 feet tall or something like that. Like he was pretty tall, probably like maybe 6'10" or 6'8", something like that, 7 foot. And I get a chance to really examine the height because I ain't gonna carry a tape measure with me or something like that. And it's a dream, so. And I was really surprised. I was like, wow. Or, pretty much could have been an angel. And, like, I don't really see that much visions or that much dreams. And, Lord willing, I don't know so I could see more. The only heaviest vision I've ever had was when I was in the world and I used to be smoking. And then I kind of prayed, I pretty much prayed that the Lord could take that, um, you know, that lust away from me from smoking and shit. And he pretty much did. He scared me out of it. I haven't really found myself doing it like that again. And then, it's crazy because I was doing videos like about, before I had this dream, I did videos about the Lord is like represented in, Marvel and DC with those characters, Darkseid, Apocalypse, and Thanos, which Darkseid and is part of DC, Thanos and Apocalypse are part of Marvel. Those are the ones that I did before I had the dream. The one where I did about Galactus is when, after I had the dream. So pretty much like the dream was very powerful and uplifting because I was so excited when I saw him, and it's like, through the spirit, like how I felt when I was so excited when I got this truth and I first came to the camp. I felt so excited, and my spirit was like, just exhilarated and felt like I had so much enthusiasm, you know. Yeah, I pretty much had that feeling when I was around him. That's how like, because he knew the truth too, you know. We was breaking bread. We agreed on the same things. We had the same mind, pretty much. And it's like, I was just like fascinated to see him. I'd never seen him before, never heard of him, never. Well, and it seemed like, I don't know, he could have been an angel or it could have been Yahweh Shai. Just like pretty much testing my just testing me to see, you know, how I would react and stuff like that, and showing me something spiritual. And it could probably be something like where, in these end times, these angels, they're gonna really like start showing themselves. more and more. You know, it could pretty much be maybe next few months, next few weeks, next year, you know, where you might see more visions, an actual encounter with an actual angel, you know, and you never know. But that's pretty much like the vision that I had. You know, an Apostle Tahar, he mentioned that I forgot the vision about what his wife had. I don't know if it was about the chariot or something. But he mentioned that he don't really have visions like that, and I'm surprised because he's an apostle. But you know, some brothers have more visions than others. Some of them don't. Some people in the truth, you know. And it shows you right here in Acts 2:17. I'll get some scriptures out. Says, and it shall come to pass in the last days, because we're already living in the last days, say Yahweh, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams. So when they say when the Lord said prophesy, he's not talking about like, that because I know women are not really supposed to teach this word. They're just gonna pretty much like say what they saw in a vision. That's what they're gonna be like. They're gonna be like, oh, I saw this, I saw that. Because there's actually brothers like Amawan Abad. He's not really part of GMS, but he has the mindset of a Great Millstone member. So basically, he believes in the doctrine and pushes the doctrine. So he had and there was other brothers. I think the ones from GMS Hollins, I think they shared it too. The video about the sister that she made a video about the kingdom of heaven and how people were really so desperate and fiending to serve us. And then you had Edomites that had no choice but to serve us, but they felt upset because they were trying to find a way to basically bring us down, in their pits. And it's like, they were pissed. And then, what you call it? Yeah. So people, they have visions and dreams too. Even heathens, they'll have visions too. Cause like when you look at Pilate's wife, she didn't want him to. I think it was Pilate's wife. Yeah. She didn't want him to get Yahweh to get crucified, but it had to happen anyway because it's part of prophecy. So she had a nightmare about that. And what you call it? Let me see. Numbers 12:6 says, and he said, hear now my words, if there be a prophet among you, I the Lord will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. Yeah. And there was a time when I made a video on my other channel about how like smoking weed is a abominable heathen custom that will eventually lead you to get put to death. I mentioned that about the vision pretty much that I had when I was, smoking, and I was watching the videos and stuff like that. Like, I didn't watch the video that day, but I was smoking and stuff, and the Lord seen that, me tarrying, because it's like, and he knew I made a prayer before in his names, so he made sure this shit just showed me that this shit was really real. This ain't no joke. And I almost felt like, damn, I almost felt like I met a Grim Reaper himself. When I saw that, like I met a real death angel on some shit. And it was just a vision, like showing a message that the Lord sent, and showing the silhouette of the Lord on the throne, telling me to stop smoking weed, and constantly, like, repeatedly saying the same thing in a louder voice. So and he pretty much saved me from, like, from the evil spirit that was pretty much gonna, fuck with me or whatever. Cause yeah, when you smoke, that's the evil spirit behind that. You doing something that's damaging your, not only you physically, but you spiritually, mentally. You know, and think that's it on that. Let me see. Just trying to see, cause I mean, this is some other scriptures about prophets talking, having visions and stuff. So they wrote it down and stuff like that, you know. And, you will have a vision eventually in this truth, you just got to pray upon it, you know. I don't really see that much of it, that much dreams. I mean, I did have one about a UFO that, because I was about to do something that seemed like it was a little mischievous or whatever. And then the UFO, like I was doing something I kind of wasn't supposed to be doing, like probably going to a party or whatever and stuff like that. And then I saw a UFO. It was at a time I wasn't supposed to be doing it anyway. And it was a UFO just looking like it was about to destroy me. And I was like, oh shit. And it had a beam and laser. It was kind of like a nightmare, almost like just showing me like the Lord could come at you at the hour that you least expect it. You know? He could just send judgment at any hour, any given moment. Even while you're at home and you're thinking that you're safe, you ain't safe from the Lord. Because he's not bound by any physical laws, by the laws of physics, like Esau claimed, or the law of gravity. No, the Lord is beyond that. The fourth dimension is beyond the third dimensional carnality, beyond the third dimensional um, laws. So, well, that's it on that. I don't want to make this lesson too long. Just thought I gave you something that I, had in a little vision. Lord willing, I get more dreams, of angels and stuff, of the good, faith boosters. Hope it made the lesson edifying, like to give all glory and praise and honor to. I don't know what Yahweh, Bashem, Shamalak, Yahweh, Shah, Bashem, Kakadash. So, honor to Apostle, and that's great millstone, peace, as usual, for let. Yahweh, Shem, Shah, Shalak, Yam, Adamah, Yam, Wa, Koba, Yam, Wa, Ababa, Shalom.